The operator of the disabled Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant says attempts to cool the facility's #2 reactor through water injection continue as we speak, but that temperature in the facility remains high. But the firm says the reactor is in a state of cold shutdown. The Tokyo Electric Power Company, or TEPCO, says a thermometer at the bottom of the reactor read above 73 degrees Celsius on Monday morning. The temperature has risen more than 20 degrees in the past 4 days. Spokespeople say 2 other thermometers in the reactor have stayed at 44 degrees. TEPCO has been injecting more than 10 tons of water per hour into the reactor. The firm says the temperature rise indicates that the flow of water may have changed direction after plumbing work was carried out, disrupting the cooling system. But the utility says radioactive xenon has not been detected in gases around the reactor and that nuclear criticality is not taking place. TEPCO says it will increase the amount of water being injected into the reactor to see if it cools. Japan's central government has decided to review how the country's power utilities cover their donations to localities that host the firm's nuclear facilities. Utilities pass on the expense to consumers through higher fees, but are not obliged to disclose how much or to whom they donate. NHK asked 44 prefectures and municipalities about the issue through the information disclosure system. The local governments have received $2.1 billion from 12 nuclear plant operators and 2 related agencies since the construction of nuclear plants began in the late 1960s. Local authorities can decide how to spend donated funds and have done so for purposes including public works projects and events to promote local economies. In some cases, local governments actively solicited donations from the operators of nuclear plants in their areas. In 2009, Shizuoka Prefecture asked Chubu Electric Power Company for money to build a road in a city that hosts nuclear plant of a firm.
Something about nuclear power plants makes people think not in my backyard. So municipalities hosting plants should be rewarded in ways that are institutionalized. Shizuoka has never let rewards affect its nuclear safety standards.
A specialist in corporate finance told NHK that including donations in utility charges is undesirable.
The cost should not have been passed on to electricity users in the first place. The central government must make the firms disclose the flow of money.
An expert panel of the Ministry of Economy, Trade, Industry and Tourism has been reviewing the way power companies charge consumers. The panel said in a recent report that donations should not be included in user fees. The ministry hopes to decide on the report by the end of March. South Korea and Turkey have agreed to resume negotiations on a stalled project to build nuclear reactors on Turkey's Black Sea coast. South Korean President Lee Myung-bak and Turkish Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan on Sunday held talks in Istanbul. Lee expressed interest in having South Korea participate in Turkey's nuclear power plant project. Turkey plans to build a facility in an area along the Black Sea coast. The country has a growing economy and is faced with increasing demand for electricity. The two countries signed a memorandum of understanding in June 2010 to prepare for the construction project. However, talks broke down in November of the same year after the two sides failed to resolve key differences. Japan then tried to replace South Korea and finalize a similar deal, but the talks were suspended following the nuclear accident at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant in March of last year.
I used to make a lot of prank phone calls when I was 25, 24, and I've completely cut that out of my system. I don't do it anymore. But I got a wrong number not too long ago, and I never even crossed my mind. You can mess with those people. Wrong number. You have the right to. I used to be just the good guy. Just be like, oh, sorry, pal, I think you got the wrong number. Have a nice day. Click. here's the scene. I'm sitting in my car, 3 p.m. on a Wednesday afternoon, doing nothing. And my phone rings, and this guy's like, hey, is Richard there, please? And I was like, hold on a second. Hey, this is Richard. What do you need? And he's like, Richard, it's Tom. And I was like, oh, Tom, how are you? And he's like, good. Did you sign the file and send it back? I need you to fax it back right away. I was like, yeah, I didn't do it yet. And he's like, well, get it done. We need to, seal the deal today. I was like, yeah, I don't think it's going to happen, Tom. And Tom's like, Richard, you feeling okay? I was like, feel great, Tom, feel great. I just decided I don't like your business, don't like your people, and I don't care for you much, buddy. He's like, what are you doing? We're talking about tens and thousands of dollars. I was like, yep, and it's all over. And Tom's like, it goes back and forth like this for a while. And finally, I just got to tell him. I'm like, Tom, get a hold of yourself. Tom, get a hold of yourself. My name's not Richard. My name's Todd Allen. You got the wrong number. And he's like, son of a motherfucker! He's like losing his mind. And instead of just hanging up and getting on with his day, he continues to poke me with questions. He's like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me it was the wrong number? And I was like, well, I saw an opportunity and I took it, I guess. I'm immature. I'm trying to grow up. I phoned into my buddies right now. They give me a high five. Come on. And he's like, you should have told me. You should have told me it was the wrong number. And I was like, you should have dialed the right number. Don't blame this shit on me. I was like, yes.
Also, Hosono said, come back to your homes. It's okay. Nothing to worry about. Radiation is good for you. Big time. It's okay. Cold shutdown. Cold shutdown. Plutonium glows green. Come back to your home. Not so many bathrooms. Nothing to worry about. It's good for you. It's okay. That's some shit.